Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a twin flame reading. So this reading is for those of you that identify with the twin flame journey. And we're just going to basically go into the divine masculine energy, the divine feminine energy, etc. But before we get started, I was going to go into a couple of things. So I will put the timestamp down below. That way, just in case you guys want to go straight to the reading, you're more than welcome. But if you guys wanted to hear a little bit of the stuff that I had to kind of talk about or express, stay tuned. So last week on Tuesday, because usually on Tuesdays I will post a video in the theme or spectrum of love, twin flames, divine masculine, etc. But last week I felt guided to just kind of focus more on, ourselves. And I do try to keep things pretty balanced on my channel. I know that there are people out there right now that are just over it. They're over connecting to another person. They're just no longer focused on that. I think that's a wonderful thing. And then there's other people that are just in a really good place with their connection. There's other people that are still struggling with their connection. There's a lot of different people out there. This world is full of tons of people. So, I like to put out a variety of content for a variety of different people. And so there were some things that I had talked about last week, and I just want to say thank you so much to everybody that reached out personally with your beautiful, wonderful, loving comments, supportive comments, messages to me. It was very helpful. I appreciate it so, so much. And I actually got more of a positive response than a negative response, which was awesome, and not that I'm focusing on the negatives, but, anybody that, just wasn't feeling it, they fell off the channel. And I also wanted to say that I was incorrect with the numbers because a lot of you guys were confused. I said that I had a certain amount of subscribers, but then you guys were seeing something different. That's because I reported the wrong number. So my point is, and not that it even really matters, but I will kind of get into why it matters in a way, is it fluctuates. I'm like fluctuating between 88.3 and I was at 88,377, and it's fluctuating from that 77 to 309, 305, 304. I'm sure it will go down to 2. It's just the way that it's going right now. And I did have some of you guys reach out to me to say, some people have just graduated from this. They're no longer watching these types of readings. It's nothing personal. It's actually a beautiful thing. I absolutely agree, and I totally welcome that. I think that that's a beautiful thing. And that's not necessarily what I was complaining about, even though, yes, when I tend to post certain things that aren't, like light and fluffy, people do tend to unfollow. But it could just be something that I'm saying. They no longer resonate with it. They don't like me. They don't like my attitude. They feel like I'm projecting my own crap onto things, which I'm not going to say never happens. I am only human. But this is the issue. It's a YouTube issue. It's not really a people issue. It's a YouTube issue. Something is going on YouTube, and I'm not even going to really go into it because it's very petty. But there is something that's happening, and I know that other people are experiencing that. And why does this matter? Because, oh my God, for the last 4 years, I've been busting my ass, pumping out readings for this collective, working my ass off, bringing you guys free content and all this other stuff. And so, yes, it is a thorn in my side when suddenly I see my videos just cannot reach past the 10K mark at all. I used to be in the 20,000 and up range, and there's channels out there with half the subscribers that are getting 20,000 views in one day. And it's not to say like, oh my God, their content could be better than mine. But if we're comparing apples to apples, there's something that's going on with their being exposed, and I am not. My videos are no longer being exposed. They're no longer being shared. They're no longer being recommended. There's something that's happening here. And I've spoken to other people, and some people are experiencing the same thing. And it's kind of happening on Instagram as well. I'm talking to other creators too, and they are feeling a different shift. There is a shift going on. And so, that's kind of where I was kind of coming at when I was talking about it. It's not all I'm focused on. I'm still going to bring readings to the collective. I still enjoy this. I still feel like this is my purpose at this particular time, is to help people. And, but that is frustrating. And that's just kind of what I was explaining at that time. So another thing, we're going to shift into another subject, and I'm going to kind of try to keep this brief because I know I was like 40 minutes last week's share. But right now, there are certain people and love and light to them. There's nothing actually that I have really I don't have any ill feelings at all. I'm not even triggered by their shift or their change. I'm just not. And that might just be because that's just not my trauma or my issue. Some people are just pulling away from the spiritual community as a new age. They're going towards religion. I think that's a wonderful thing. That's something that's going to bring them peace, calm, happiness, all these other things. But, just sometimes what ends up happening is people will become very preachy and they'll start to post things and they'll kind of take back everything that they ever put out and demonize it and talk about Satan and all this other stuff, which can get a lot of people. I know when Doreen Virtue did this, it created a lot of, rift as well as fear in the community. And I'm not here to say that one path is right and the other path is wrong. This is just my belief system. We're here as individuals just trying to, find our way, and whatever, if this avenue works for this person, that's fantastic. I wish them all the best. Over here, this feels right for me. But, as far as throwing shade back and forth, it just doesn't help. There's so much of that going on in the world, just in all pretty much any belief area, whether it's politics or whatever. I'm not even going to bring any of that crap up, but there's just so much of this back and forth energy. And it's just I'm one of those people where I just like to kind of stay in my own lane, I don't like to preach or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, right now I'm kind of sharing my views, but I hope it's not coming through as a preachy way. I'm just sharing it. So this is the thing. I've seen people, even if they don't go to if they don't go to religion, what ends up happening is they villainize the twin flame journey. This is like someone who villainizes alcohol or maybe marijuana, drugs, whatever, where some people don't have an issue or a problem with that. So it's not going to be a problem for everybody. People can create a problem out of anything, okay? People can also go to religion and completely screw that up as well and make it to where anything that they're trying to preach is completely turning everybody off, and that's never the way that they want to go. Okay, that's actually happened to me personally in my family. It's like, whoa, if that's the way to love and light, that doesn't feel like love and light to me. That feels like crazy energy. That feels like maybe if I even believed in that kind of satanic thing, like you might be under the guise of Satan or something, because what you're spewing right here is just, ooh, this is not good for me. This feels horrible. So anybody can basically take anything and just screw it up. Take it to the dark side. Take it to an extreme. I think that's why sometimes extremism is just, it's not good. So anybody can take, let's just say, drugs or alcohol or substance, food, sugar, whatever, and take it to an unhealthy state. They can make it a problem. They can create a food addiction. They can create alcoholism, drug addictions, all these things, dependencies on all these things. Not every single person is going to have a problem. So just because someone has a problem with something doesn't mean it's going to be a problem for everybody else. Doesn't mean that all these things are evil. That's just my opinion. Is love bad? Falling in love, being in committed relationships, marriage, all those things. You can make it a total nightmare if you want to. You can become addicted. You can become codependent. You might lose yourself in other people. So you're going to lose your way in love. I feel that some people may have lost themselves in the spiritual community, may have lost themselves on this twin flame path. They've turned it into something that it was never meant to be. So when people turn around and say twin flames are bullshit, twin flames are fake, twin flames are bad, all these other things, it's not the label, it's the people that have created the nightmare for themselves. So that right there, I feel, is where I'm at just with everything. Twin flame, new age, God, this, that, whatever. I feel that whatever we are, subjecting ourselves to, if it feels peaceful and it feels right for us, that's a beautiful thing. It may shift and change later, or it may stay the same. It may evolve into something else. Wonderful. Some of us may fall off this path because it just no longer resonates for us. We don't need it. We're evolved, going somewhere else. Whatever the situation might be, that's a beautiful thing too. So our cards, tarot cards, crystals, psychic readings, are those things bad? They can become that way, because if you are taking all of your faith and putting all of your faith and everything into a tarot reading or crystals or whatever, to dictate your life, you're heavily relying upon that information. Yes, you're in a way, you're worshiping that, and you are losing yourself. You're not even connecting with your higher self or connecting with the universe, God. You're relying on a tarot reading to predict to you or dictate to you your next move. When we heavily rely on other people or things outside of ourselves, we are going to get imbalanced severely. And when people become imbalanced, sometimes they want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. They want to villainize it. My experience was horrible, so that means it wasn't real. It's all lies. It's all fake. It's demonic. That's fine. That's their prerogative to do that. But it doesn't make it horrible for everyone else. Now, another thing too, law of attraction. Is law of attraction bullshit? Is witchcraft evil? You can make it that way. You can turn anything upside down and turn it into something that it was never meant to be. By your own darkness, by your own fears, by your own judgments, by your own lack of your shadow work or lack of self. You can turn anything into a freaking nightmare. So sometimes people will turn this twin flame or these soul connections or these relationships into nightmares because they don't understand that a lot of things that happen on your journey have almost everything to do with yourself. So if you're not willing to do the work, then you're going to continue to fail this assignment or fail this like subject that you signed up for. So my point is that every single person is responsible for their own happiness and their own healing. And so many times we want to villainize other people or blame other people for our issues and our problems. So I'm a huge person of psychology, okay? I'm a huge person of human behavior, why we act the way that we act. And it's not about blaming everything on our parents or blaming everything on our childhood, but it is about looking at that and realizing how much of an impact that really has on us as adults. A lot of us are still children, still, working through some of those traumas and those issues through people in our adult life. And sometimes when you deal with someone that has a lot of traumas and issues, that can become a turnoff and you want to run away. So sometimes when people are running away from us, or sometimes when people are disengaging with us, there's something within them that can't handle it, doesn't feel right to them. That's not where they're at, and that's okay. So that's one of the reasons why I always felt guided to talk about soul connections and do readings on soul connections, because I feel like we can learn so much by the people that are showing up in our lives and that the people that are in our lives, and why we still feel connected to certain people that may be gone, that may not be even talking to us anymore. It's not about holding on. It's not about romanticizing things and spiritualizing toxic situations so we can keep hanging on. It's what can we learn? So when I do these twin flame readings, you guys, you may be a person that is toxically connected or attached to a person or a situation that you are putting that twin flame label on. There could be something for you that you will learn through these readings. You might either lose yourself completely, misunderstand it, not do the work, and just continue to worship and put all of your eggs onto someone else's basket. Yes, you can do that. That is your prerogative and your free will. As a reader, the information is the same. That's why we always say take what resonates and get rid of what doesn't. If it resonates for you a certain way, and it resonates for you on a level to where you feel like you're actually learning something and it's helpful to you and it feels high vibe, then that's wonderful. But if it's something that just continuing to cause you pain and it's continuing to cause you to feel like you just don't even want to live anymore and you just feel like you're losing yourself, there's information in that too. It might be time for you to maybe take a break, pull away from this person, just to kind of gain some clarity. And sometimes people don't want to hear that, and that's okay. I'm not here to basically shove those beliefs down anyone's throat. I'm always here to just remind people, don't forget to take care of yourself. And that actually makes me a very unpopular reader because not a lot of people want to hear that. But I don't give a shit because I cannot spew things that I don't resonate with myself. So that's what I got for you guys today. So anyways, you're either still on board or I'll just whatever, keep losing subscribers. I'm good just the same. I've made peace with it. And I think also too, this happening to me, it really actually helps me with a lot of things that I had going on with my own ego and stuff. So it like helps me to just get real humble with what I do have and really just focus on quality work. So that's where I'm at. So anyways, we are going to go ahead and follow a little bit of an outline that I've created, and hopefully this will, be of help to you guys on your journey. So we're going to look now and see what is the energy that the divine masculine is currently holding. Okay, on the twin flame journey. I say he and him for masculine and she or her for feminine. It's just the way that I channel. So just apply the energies how they resonate for you. But we're going to start off with Divine Masculine Confessions by Bridget Rao, Divine Essentials. We're going to also use my twin flame journey tarot. And from Aqua Moonlight, we are going to use The Secret of a Lover's Journey Oracle and the Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle. So let's see where this masculine is currently at on the twin flame journey when he connects to the journey and his divine feminine. Okay. Where is he currently at with this divine feminine? Wow, so this right here is a very interesting energy, and some of you guys could be offended by that, but it's telling us here that this masculine has been in some sort of pleasure space, intimate times with himself, thinking about the times that you guys have shared. So if you guys have not been physical with this masculine, this may not be your message. We're going to get others. But it says you have no idea how beautiful you are. So this masculine, he thinks about his feminine. He becomes aroused. Some of them may have even done something where they are thinking about you and pleasuring themselves because they are still so connected to your beauty. I'm gathering courage to reach out to you. So this could be a masculine and a feminine that are maybe not in the greatest contact right now. Maybe it's not consistent, maybe not at all. Masculine is currently trying to gather the courage to reach out. I talk to you within my mind. So this is the thing. This is a masculine and feminine that may not be speaking in the physical world, but this masculine is speaking to his feminine all of the time in his mind. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? Do you answer me? I swear you do. Masculine feels some sort of telepathic communication with feminine right now. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on. Getting in the way, karmic interferences and foes, third-party energies. Not going to resonate for everybody, but there is something in the way right now for this masculine. Okay, maybe this is the reason that they're not speaking. Maybe the feminine has a karmic, maybe the masculine has a karmic, or there could just be other influences around them. Stresses of jobs, different things going on in the world that are getting in the way of this masculine being in the feminine's life. We have beginning. New direction, fresh start, and chance. So I'm gathering up the courage to reach out to you because I want a fresh start with you. I want a chance, another chance to do something here. And we have uplifting connections, socializing and mingling, new sparks, soul family ties. See, I talk to you within my mind all the time. This uplifts me. I feel connected to you. I feel tied to you. I socialize and mingle with you in my mind all of the time. This helps to uplift me. This lifts my spirit. Okay? So let's get some tarot. Queen of Cups, intuitive and sensitive. Yes, this is a masculine that's definitely connecting with the feminine telepathically, feels her. I feel that this feminine feels the masculine as well. That's why she's coming up holding herself. She can feel his energy. She can feel the embrace. She can feel the tie between the two of them. She's very sensitive to it. She's empathic, psychic even. She feels it. She intuitively knows that this is happening. Okay? Two of Wands. She knows that this masculine right now, I feel, is in this decision time of trying to make that decision, planning to reach out. So I feel feminines, if you're watching this video, variety of my viewers are feminine. So I always kind of come from that perspective. This is telling me here that you know intuitively that your masculine is at this stage right now where he's trying to conjure up that strength to contact you, to reach out, okay? But masculine is making a decision based on what he's feeling right now. He's very much in his feels. Yep, to reach out. Give in an equal exchange of give and take here. Reaching out, will you receive me? Okay, so he's testing it out energetically first before actually reaching out in the physical world. But I definitely feel like this masculine wants to reach out to divine feminine. That's for sure. So that's where the masculine is at with the feminine. Let's see where the feminine is at now with this masculine. This is Divine Feminine Confessions, also from Bridget Rao, Divine Essentials. Thank you for inspiring me to heal and grow. I've changed so much because of you. See, this is a divine feminine that is in the higher vibration of this twin flame journey, okay? And it doesn't mean that, you know, you're a bad person, divine feminine, if you're not feeling that way. It just means that right now, maybe you're battling some shadow work or even a dark night of the soul. That's okay. This is going to eventually lead you to heal and grow. But a lot of you divine feminines have already reached this point to where you are actually thanking your divine masculine for inspiring you and encouraging you to heal and grow. You're seeing this masculine more as a blessing rather than a foe. Okay? Sometimes I question, interesting, sometimes I question if you're just a karmic lesson, but the universe keeps telling me that you're not. Wow. So this kind of goes back to divine feminine being in her intuition. She just knows certain things. Trust your intuition, divine feminines. Don't go outside of yourself. And I can feel very comfortable saying this. Do not go outside of yourself to confirm or label this connection. Don't do it to yourself. There are a lot of scam artists out there that are looking to hook you in by telling you everything that you want to hear. Okay? And sometimes you may get somebody that tells you this is just, you know, this or just that. Screw the labels. It's not about the label. It's about the energy. It's about the inspiration that you feel coming from this connection. It's about the ability to heal and grow through this connection. It's not about a freaking label. Okay? So don't waste your time trying to confirm labels, you guys. It won't make you any happier. It won't change anything. Everything you do is perfect to me. Beautiful. So to me, this is unconditional love here. This is a feminine that basically is saying everything that you're doing right now is just perfect for me. It's right. I may not agree. It may not be ideal, but it's perfect for now because that's where you're at and this is where I'm at. And I just allow things to unfold naturally. The final step, yep, twin flame union, reaching unconditional love. This is interesting because feminine definitely is in the final stages of her journey, okay? She's finally reached that state of that's what this is all about. It's unconditional love. That's really where this union is at, even if it's not in physical form. She feels in union with herself, which means that she's in union with others. So that right there is something to celebrate, divine feminines. You've grown so much. You've healed so much. We have long journey, depletion, and fatigue. See, this kind of thinking is exhausting. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time trying to label it. Don't waste your time trying to figure out, is this a twin flame? What does that matter? What does it matter whether or not you get that information that this is a twin flame or it's not a twin flame? The only reason I label these readings this way is because people find the information that they're looking for through that label. But I don't give a shit about labels. Okay? If you feel connected to this person, there's a reason that you're connected to them. There's a reason that you're going through what you're going through. And it's leading somewhere special for you. It's about you, Divine Feminine. So don't wonder whether or not this is just a karmic lesson or a karmic person. The universe is telling you here that those types of wasted energies and thoughts are just going to exhaust you on your journey. It's just going to deplete you. It's going to actually just take away from what this journey really is, which is a journey back to you, a journey back to the self. I love it. Don't exhaust yourself by needing to confirm this or get a million readings or watching a million readings all the time on everything. Don't exhaust yourself, Divine Feminines. Don't do it. Tell yourself everything is in perfect divine order right now with my masculine and myself and this connection. That's where the sweet spot is. A tempting offer. It might be tempting, right? It might be tempting to go down this particular journey, to go downhill, to waste your time, to put your faith into other people. Forget that. Might be tempting to get this or get that or do this or do that. It's going to be short-lived though. Okay, so what Spirit is trying to tell you here is that try not to rush, try not to push anything that's not happening right now. Go with the flow. Don't be tempted to go off of your current path just because you want a little relief or just because you can't handle something anymore. Don't be tempted. I mean, you can be tempted, but just don't do it. It's really going to bring some sort of it's not going to be lasting. So let's just say you guys are not in contact with your twin flame, your divine masculine, or whoever's watching this video here. It's not saying you can't reach out, but really sit with that feeling. Why do you want to reach out? If your person says, I need time, I need space, and they're not making any attempts to reach out to you, why would you reach out to them? Leave them alone. Let them figure things out. Let them come to you. Be the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands sits on her throne, and everything that is meant for her comes to her because she is in perfect vibration with that. You see? So, I'm loving this Divine Feminine right now. Looking good. So now we're going to take a look and see what is this masculine's biggest hang up on the journey at this particular time. What is the shadow? What is the fear? So we're going to go into my twin flame journey shadows. And we're going to combine it with Mystic's Midnight Tarot, which is also mine. I don't know why I said it like that. Okay. What is the masculine's biggest shadow and hang up at this time? We have projecting. Okay. So the masculine could be projecting a lot of his fears onto his feminine. Sometimes that happens, you guys. You know, I've had that happen to me just in general, you know, with people, friends, family, lovers in the past, projecting a lot of their stuff, a lot of their fears onto me, things they didn't want to deal with within themselves, dirtied me up, made me feel like shit, or at least I allowed them to make me feel like shit about myself when really it was their hang up, not mine. So I feel like this masculine could be doing something or has done that. Oh, look at that. Woohoo! 5 of Swords. The 5 of Wands, you guys. Sorry, 5 of Wands. Talk about battle. Conflict of interest. So why do we project? Why do we react? Because there's something that's been triggered within us, something that's not sitting well, something that we're not comfortable with. So I do feel like masculine because maybe there was something that just wasn't it was a conflict of interest between him and his feminine. He may have projected a lot of things onto her. He may have said some things to her, but this is all stemming from his own issues and his own fears, Divine Feminine. So don't forget that. I'm also getting 2 with 5 of Wands. I can sometimes relate that to other people in someone's life, drama fest, friends, family, just add into the pot. So masculine could even be influenced by someone else's words or somebody else's opinions about you, and then he's projecting that onto you because he's being fed that energy. So there could be something going on with that as well. We have temperance. Temperance is beautiful because this is about needing to take the middle road. So I feel like he has gone through some sort of hell in his own mind or with other people. And he's projected a lot of his fears onto feminine. And he needs to take the middle road. So I feel like he's working on tempering that energy, and he's working on healing that at this time. But it's a work in progress. Yeah. 4 of Swords, 4 of Demons means restoration. So it means healing. I will eventually restore myself. And once I restore myself, maybe that's when I will reach out. Maybe that's when I will, fix whatever has happened here. So let's go into the Divine Feminine's shadow. What is the Divine Feminine's biggest shadow at this time? Biggest issue at this time? Manipulation. Yeah, that makes sense to me because sometimes, and remember, we had the tempting offer. Don't be tempted to manipulate the situation. Don't be tempted to do something that's just really not the right timing, that's really unnecessary at this time. Don't be tempted to manipulate things because you want some sort of relief, because you need something to happen right now. Don't be tempted by it. It will only bring you temporary, not even relief. It's just going to be short-lived. Instead, just focus on your own comfortable nest, which is 10 of Pentacles. Focus on your family. Focus on your finances. Focus on your job. Focus on building your life. That is where Spirit is trying to tell you to focus. Yep. Instead, have that underlying patience. Restrain yourself from acting on your passions, acting on your emotions. Really have that patience instead. You have it within you, Divine Feminine. You do. And examine all those details. 7 of Pentacles. Examine why things are happening, why they aren't happening. Take a good look in the mirror. Try not to project. We can see masculines in that energy. Let's try to instead have patience. Let's try to understand that people that project are people that do things, that are hurtful to other people. It's about them. It's not even about us. And sometimes things happen. Karma rolls out, plays out, and it helps us to look at ourselves and go, wow, the problem really wasn't everybody else, it was me. Maybe masculine needs a little bit of time to examine himself and examine those details. So it's not saying put your life on hold, wait for this masculine to wake up and smell the coffee, and don't move forward with your life. I always got to make sure that when I do my twin flame readings that people understand that, because there are people out there that basically say that twin flame readers are just keeping people stuck and filling people's heads with nonsense and bullshit. I don't consider myself to be that type of reader. I'm actually telling people, hey, this is the energy, but make sure you keep doing you. Don't put all your eggs into this basket. Nothing is guaranteed. So we always got to remember that. So feminine, that could just be your struggle right now. Your struggle could just be that you're having a difficult time just being patient and just being comfortable with your own life. And just kind of seeing that certain things are happening or not happening right now for a reason. So it's a good time to continue to focus on the self. Try not to focus on the masculine, okay? All right. So now we're going to go into other people. So we can already see 5 of Wands was very connected to masculine, other people. How are other people right now influencing the masculine? So I'm not even going to go into the feminine. I'm going to focus on masculine because it came up on his side. We're going to go into this Love Bites deck by 4 of Wands Tarot. This right here is called, I don't know, the Witch Tarot, I think. I can't remember, I'm sorry. And then this one is called, I think, In the Shadows. So let's see how other people or environmental things are influencing this masculine at this time. We have fearless energy. Okay, so this is trying to come up immediately. This says the improver. Ooh, I like this. You can develop a personal ability or skill to a previously unattainable level. So this fear that masculine has been dealing with when it comes to other people's influences, other people's opinions, other people's perhaps manipulations in his life, he is now trying to improve the situation by becoming, or by overcoming his fears, realizing that a lot of his stuff is really about him. It's not about what anybody else has to say. It's about him. It's what he's choosing to believe or choosing not to do. All right, let's see. Teen Witch Tarot, that's what this is called. Justice, baby. Oh, I love that. Okay. Making his own decisions, being rational, realizing, really being able to call out the bullshit, really being able to examine what people's motives are. So I feel like this is improving, actually. Masculine's outer world, his environment with other people, it's improving right now. He's becoming fearless over naysayers. He's becoming fearless over people that are trying to control his life, trying to even manipulate him. Okay? So be different, divine feminine, especially if you have issues with that area. Don't try to convince your masculine of anything. Let him figure it out for himself. It may be hard for you to keep quiet. It may be hard for you not to try to influence his way of thinking or seeing someone else, especially a person that doesn't have your best interest at heart. But guess what? It never serves the person well that's trying to dictate to somebody how to see someone else. I've done that before. It usually ends up backfiring. You end up looking like the problem, even though the person that you are basically trying to warn people of is really an evil pile of shit narcissistic person. But it doesn't matter. In a way, you'll always look like the person that's the problem or the drama. And especially if they're dealing with people that are professionals at manipulating people, they will end up making you look like the trash when really it's the other way around. So I feel like if there is some sort of heavy influence in masculine's life, he has to figure it out for himself. He is going to improve the situation on his own. It will be without this feminine's influence, as in her giving her 2 cents or trying to tell him what to think or do about a situation. He's going to have to do the work himself. So when it comes to outside influences, third-party situations, whatever's going on here, divine feminine, really try to just let masculine figure it out for himself, right? Let him do it for himself. Let him do it for you, the connection. Because if he doesn't, why would you want him to do it? Because he feels like he has no choice. You want him to do it because that's what he wants to do, right? So that is the outer influence at this time. So now we're going to go ahead and go into the ascension. What is the ascension that's currently taking place? Okay. So what are masculine and feminine currently working on at this time when it comes to just themselves, this ascension, this connection, etc.? So we've got 3 decks here. We've got the Soul Activation Oracle deck by Rising Sun Oracle. We have the advice from the divine on how to remove your masks by Angelic Revelation 144. And this one is called, I'm going to put it down below. I think it's called like a journey to love, journey or something. I can't really remember. Let's take a look at masculine's ascension right now. Where is masculine at on his ascension? We can already see that he's wanting to improve his life. He's wanting to improve situations, and that he's trying to conjure up the courage and strength to reach out to feminine. But what else? What else is taking place? We have stillness. Okay. Oh, okay. So it says, in that moment of silence, I hear the whispers and longing of your heart. Wow. This is actually telling the divine feminine that masculine has learned how to be still and to hear her and to feel her energy. That came up, remember, at the very beginning of the reading. He feels you, divine feminine. I want to pick that card up again and read it. Yeah. Here we go. I talk to you within my mind all the time. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? Do you answer me? I swear you do. There it is. I feel this vibrationally through waves of love. You are asked to seek stillness, to ground yourself in nature as answers await you. So masculine in still times can feel the feminine. He can hear the feminine. So make sure that you send that high vibration of love, feminine. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect on your journey, but your masculine is picking up what you're putting out. So make sure that energy is high vibe. Okay. So the masculine is ascended to a point to where he can become still and he can hear feminine. He can feel her presence. He can feel her energy. The world. Don't allow the temptations of the world to lead you astray. You know what, you guys? There is something in the masculine's world that has really tried to lead him astray. It doesn't mean that we're given the power or blaming other people in masculine's life for him, still being in the spot that he's in. We're not blaming other people, but there have been temptations that have led the masculine astray in the world. There's certain things that he's had to learn. There's certain maybe karmic partners or karmic lessons that he's had to go through. It's just the way it is right now. We have speak your truth, throat chakra, speak up, tell other people no, tell these toxic people, whatever this is, to leave, this is where I stand, this is who I am, this is what I want. If you're not with me, that means you're against me, you're not on my team, we've got to, disconnect. So I feel that through time, what's going on here in the masculine's ascension process is that he is becoming still. He's beginning to see the world for how it truly is. He's beginning to see what people say, is it matching up with their actions? He's figuring something out, divine feminine. So there is ascension taking place. So now let's take a look and see what is the messages for feminine's ascension. Blessings. Beautiful. With your twin, together or separate, every moment of your awakening is a blessing from spirit. This card asks you to remember and let go. Be in the present moment, for you are asked to make a decision for your highest good. See, whatever is happening right now on this twin flame journey, whatever's happening right now in your connection, it's happening for everybody's highest good. So continue to send blessings your divine masculine's way. Continue to send blessings to yourself. Be in blessed energy. Because everything is happening right now exactly the way that it's supposed to. Remember, it was being perfectly aligned in that perfect timing. Regret. Be wise in your choices so that you do not bring shame or regret. Beautiful. This is about holding on to blessed energy, holding on to that high vibrational energy. Remember, send love, divine feminine, okay? Be wise in your choices. So be wise with what you connect with. Be wise with what you're feeling and what you're thinking and what you're sending your masculine's way. You definitely don't want to be in that shame and regret. So work through your shadows and try not to project that onto the masculine. Take responsibility as to why you still feel certain lower vibrational energies. Okay? Try not to project that onto your twin. It's very easy to do, but try to do your best to not be in that frequency, because that frequency isn't actually helping this connection. And we have admire. Yeah, that's just like really being in this admirable energy, or you're just admiring. See this one here. Let me get it. Everything you do is perfect to me. That is admire. That's coming straight to the heart. I love you despite your hang-ups, despite your, just things that you do that I might not 100% agree with or like. I admire you and I love you anyways. I love you unconditionally. This now doesn't mean that we are giving the excuse, like we're not enabling another person to continue to make choices that bring shame and regret our way. We still owe it to ourselves and are responsible ourselves to take care of us. So if you do have a divine masculine or twin flame, whoever's watching this video, that is continuously pulling you back and forth, up and down, all around, that's not high vibrational energy. That's not serving anyone. That's actually an unwise choice to stay stuck in that back and forth crap. Sometimes we actually are doing both parties a disservice by staying connected in that energy. Sometimes a separation, sometimes taking a step back is the most admirable thing that you can do, because you're making a decision straight from the heart. Unconditional love does not mean I'm co-signing all of your bullshit and letting you do whatever the heck you want to me over and over and over again. No. Unconditional love means I love myself and us enough to pull away and let go for now. That's the most admirable thing that someone can do. So let's not forget the energies here. Let's not forget human behavior and how things work. If you continue to enable somebody's bad behavior, they will not learn. Nothing will shift or change. So that's why it's so important that whatever's going on here, if you're feeling shame and regret by continuing to speak to or talk to or stay connected, in a physical way to the masculine, feminines, you might need to do yourself and the masculine a favor by pulling away and working on yourself. That's a very loving thing to do. Some people are afraid. I don't want to abandon my divine masculine. You're not abandoning anyone by taking care of yourself. You're abandoning yourself if you don't do it. So I always have to say these things because I feel like a lot of things can become misconstrued when it comes to talking about unconditional love and twin flames and these divine connections, etc. Somehow fear and common sense and all this other stuff go out the window. It still applies. This is not the exception. A twin flame connection is not the exception to human behavior. It's not the exception to trauma and wounds and ego. We're trying to get to a place where we can remove a lot of that. That's the point. But if we're not there yet, that doesn't mean we got to continue to drown in the BS, especially the BS that somebody just keeps giving you over and over again. There's nothing high vibe about that at all. So we just need to make sure that we got that straight. And let's not continue to stay connected to unhealthy ways of thinking about this twin flame connection. See, that's where people have fallen off on this journey because they didn't get that. They couldn't pass that test. They just lost themselves in their pain. Okay? And it's not about being true twin flames or anything like that. Just be true to yourself and everything else will follow. That's meant for you. So that is where the ascension is at. I think that is pretty straightforward. What do you guys think? Now we're going to go ahead and just get some advice from Spirit. Okay. So for the viewer, let's get some advice from Spirit here. This right here is called A Divine Transformation by Angelic Revelation 144. And then we're going to go into my Divine Feminine Healing. I just saw the Union card. That would be the second time we've seen Union in this reading. So I feel like there's something special about that. There's a unification that's taking place, the union of these souls coming together in a high vibrational state. It's possible. We have chakras. Spirit recommends that you work with crystals and listen to chakra healing meditations to balance your energy centers. Wow. So some of you guys may feel a little out of alignment. We did get the throat chakra and the heart chakra. So the throat was for masculine, heart was for feminine. I didn't see that necessarily those things were completely off, but there's something about connecting our heart space and speaking from the heart and speaking our truth straight from the heart. So this is about Spirit recommending to the viewer to work with certain crystals that may help in the throat or heart chakra areas, as well as listening to healing either meditations or just music or sounds that will help you to feel more balanced and aligned in your chakra system. We have change. Beautiful caterpillar. It says change is the only constant in life. Evolution is necessary for your survival. Yes. So if we keep holding on in the same way that we've been holding on to this divine masculine, our twin flame, for years and nothing's changed, that's telling us something. We've got to shift things up. We've got to maybe do something a little different, maybe get a different result. If we keep getting the same result over and over again, that's just the definition of insanity, right? So it's time for us to change something up a bit. It's necessary for our evolution. Do something new, do something different. Shake up that vibration. And we have grounding. Grounding is important. It's time to ground yourself to the earth. Connect with Gaia by doing Earth Star Chakra work. So we have a chakra coming through, Earth Star Chakra work. Look into that. Take a look at what that means and work with that energy. But this is about being outdoors in nature, spending time in nature. I mean, this entire deck is butterflies and nature, so that makes sense. But butterflies, caterpillars, moths. That's kind of cool, right? I think that's a moth. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're both moths. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Maybe they're both butterflies, but whatever. The thing is, this is about spreading your wings and flying. We can't stay in this state forever. I mean, we can, but we shouldn't, because evolution is necessary for our survival. We need to continue to grow. We need to continue to heal. All right. This is my Divine Feminine healing deck. We have self-love. See, it's all about the self, you guys. It really is. I must learn to provide myself the same love and dedication that I give to others. When I do this, everything changes in a beautiful way. Everything around me just raises its vibration. Everything falls into perfect divine order when I do this. When I love myself, when I embrace myself. You see, it's beautiful. And we have farewell, even if that means that for a period of time that we say farewell, that we're in separation. We're not really truly in separation. It's just a physical separation, but it says, I do not need another's apology in order to gain closure. I can heal all on my own when I am ready to release them. So if some of you guys are waiting on pins and needles for the masculine to return, waiting for him to make contact, waiting for him to realize the error of his ways, waiting for him to apologize, you're waiting in vain. That means that you're putting your self-worth and how you feel on another person. And the divine masculine is no exception. So say farewell for your need to be accepted or loved or even apologized by other people. Love yourself enough, provide enough love for yourself to where you don't even need that from another person. That is unconditional love. And wounded. I will not allow toxic people from the past ruin me for future encounters. I take back my power now. So whatever wounds you have, whatever issues and energies you're still holding on to, you are being asked to release them because they are disempowering you. Okay? Don't let what's happened ruin you for your future or just even in the present. Those wounds are necessary for your healing and your growth, but they're not meant to keep you down forever. They're not meant to ruin your life. And people that identify with the twin flame journey and say in the comments, I hate this person could kiss my ass, blah, 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 this and that. That really isn't what this twin flame reading is all about. This twin flame reading is about people that want to do the work, that want to take responsibility for their own issues and their own feelings, and they don't want to shift the blame to everyone else outside of themselves or things outside of themselves. They want to go within. That's what this is what this particular twin flame reading is about. Not all twin flame readings are about, your person is thinking about you and wants to come back and they're thinking this and they're thinking about. Those things are wonderful to hear. But really, your twin flame journey is so much more than that. It's so much more about you than you even realize. And that might be some of the reasons why people are saying, F the twin flame label. These twin flame things these suck. This is BS. I fell into this trap. No, you misunderstood it. That's okay. That is okay if you misunderstand it. I wouldn't villainize it, but whatever, to each their own. If that's what you guys need, not you guys, but that's what some people need to do, then that's what you need to do. You win some, you lose some in life. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Not everybody is meant to have the same experience. So those that want to have this experience, that's high vibe, that's empowering to the self, that yes, you honor the fact that you're still connected to this person, that you feel something, that you're learning something, that you're improving from this whole situation, that maybe there's a chance that the two of you will come together, but you're not counting on it. You're not putting your life on hold. Those are the people that I feel will stay in my collective. Okay. So with that being said, we are going to end the reading with some, just upcoming energies on this twin flame journey. So we've got the Zodiac 108 Oracle. This is a new deck. It's called Learning Tarot by Witchy Sabrina. And we're going to go into my Divine Masculine Revelations. So what do we need to know just about upcoming energies on our journey? Energies moving forward on this twin flame journey. We have blinders, victim mentality. See, this is the only thing that'll cause us to stay blind and confused, is if we resist this clarity, if we have tunnel vision. Tunnel vision means it's got to be this way, this is the only way, and I'm sticking to it. That kind of rigid thinking is just going to create chaos in your life. It's just going to create total dissatisfaction and disharmony. We got to pull those blinders off. We got to pull away from that way of thinking or being. Okay? Let's pull out of that rigid energy. And let's not hyper focus and concentrate on our twin flame. That's another thing. When we obsess on another person, shit's going to fall apart. It just is. That's a fact. So that's very necessary. Spirit wants to say, take the blinders off. Go about this a different way. Spend some more time with yourself. Keep working on you. Keep doing you. This is a beautiful thing. Doesn't have to be a nightmare. You can certainly turn it into one if you want to, but highly suggest that you don't. The star. Oh, I love this. Hope for the future. Hope and healing. Spiritual connections. So it's not about blind hope, false hope. Our attachments to wishes and things that we want. That's what can sometimes slow things down or even just kind of, change things a bit. But when we are just taking off the blinders and we're just moving forward and we're not hyper focused on our wishes and our hopes and what we really want, we just have faith that everything's just going to roll out in divine timing. That's just when the beautiful things just start to show up. Everything that's meant for us shows up at the correct time. Okay. We have Hermit going within, you see? Going within, continuing to do that soul searching. Being in that state of solitude, this also helps us to see things so much more clearly. So if you guys are still with me watching this reading, resonating with it, this journey is for you. This is a spiritual journey that you selected for yourself before you even came here. And you did select this particular person that you happen to connect with on this twin flame journey as the person that you would learn so many things from, okay? That you would heal from, that you would learn something about yourself from. So there is a part of this journey where we are meant to be in some sort of separation from our person. There's a good reason for it. Embrace that. Try not to fight it. And we have the Two of Swords. It says refusing to see. See, interesting. We have two cards that are blinders. We can refuse to see this. You can chuck this reading in the trash can right now and say, I'm out. I've actually seen that in my comments lately. I'm out. I'm done. Cool. To each their own. But if you guys are still with me, if you guys are still in this vibration, this means going within, facing those fears. So whatever you're all jammed up with, whatever is jamming up your frequency, whatever is showing up that you don't like what you're seeing, this is about removing those blinders, taking them off, stop blaming other people for your problems, and really focusing on yourself, going within, doing the work and healing. And when you do that, the stars align in your life. Things that are meant to be, things that are destined and fated for you show up. Oh man, I love this. Love this. There it is. You and your twin flame are so connected in these higher realms, the astral plane, telepathy, your dreams, your subconscious. You guys are constantly talking back and forth through your subconscious. So trust that. Trust that information over the information that you receive from others. Trust your own intuition on your journey, you guys. Okay? That will really be helpful to you. So, it looks good moving forward. You guys can remove what is blocking you and rely on your subconscious to lead the way, your intuition, go within for your answers. You're going to be just fine. And some of you guys are going to still continue to struggle with these blinders on, but I have faith that you will get there. And we might have some bad days, but we are also going to have good days too. So let's just try to focus on more of the blessings of this twin flame journey rather than some of the things that we don't like. But it is necessary to focus on some of the shadow in order for us to learn and evolve. So don't forget that either. So anyways, you guys, I hope that this reading was helpful to you. Thank you for watching me if you chose to. And I'd love to hear what you guys think down below if you're interested. All right, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.